Really never reconnected my phone. So all this is once again matted leaves. I want to do kind of a test to see how fast he can do a path, I guess, like through here, or actually through here, and how much of the leaves will come up. And then we're going to do the same thing with the 9010 pretty much and see. I'd much rather do it with one blower at a time than side by side. And that way, nobody's really helping the other person, I guess you could say. So I'll start you. And so your objective, well, I don't want you to blow him in his yard. It don't matter. Just start in the middle and just blow a straight toward that bush, and see how much 3-foot path. Yeah, like that, and see and move at a pretty good pace as fast as you can with leaves coming off the ground and you're blowing them ahead of you. You got it on start? So let's turn you. All right, now let's put the 9010 on your back and have you do the same thing. And the reason I'm having him do this is because I want another opinion on this. And the only reason I want him to do it is because he don't even do lawn care. So this, I think, is the perfect thing. He knows nothing about either one of these blowers other than their backpack blowers. That's it, nothing else. So we're going to grab the other one, put it on his back, start it up, and we're literally going to have him do the same thing and then get his thoughts and opinions to see which one he thinks does the better job. If he'd hurry up. I need to fix this tripod here. I'll just get you there. All right, that one on start. Good. All right, let me pull this photo up here. No, Ben, it's not. This is tank 3 right here. So we've ran 2 through it and on tank 3. So hey, do this pile. Do this pile. Like start up top and now hang on. Show y'all how far away he is from this. So y'all can tell. Full throttle. Everything. You got something to say? You can shut it off.
Huh?
I said, you got something to say? You can shut it off.
I was just gonna say, I didn't know that if you held this all the way down, it goes turbo mode. I almost tempted to go get the other one.
Goes to what?
Rabbit mode. Slow mode.
That's the same thing as your trigger pulled all the way in. It's called a cruise control.
Oh.
So if you push that down,
oh, that would
look
nice
at that.
See?
Yeah. See, I told y'all he knew nothing about a blower. All right, you want to blow these to the ditch? Sure. Okay. Oh, I got to start you up. You want to blow half of them to the ditch, and then blow the other half to the ditch with the other blower.
Okay.
Hey, Scott! Scott! Scotty! Hello? Hello? I'm going to get him to just hammer into this pile. You can tell when you get into a pile like this that the force of it is more than what the 80-10 is because it wants to push it. It seems harder from the beginning of it. Now, once again, this is all my personal opinion, and that's why I'm kind of glad I've got this guy that knows nothing about these other than it's a blower to get an opinion of somebody. All right, Brad, ask away, man. Hey, I want you to hammer into this pile. Like right here where these sticks are at. With that. Yeah. And then the rest of these you can blow with the 80-10. But all right, ready? Maybe. Hang on. Just get right here close to it. I just want y'all to see the force of it. And come up closer. There you go, right there. Yeah, hammer it and then go down into it. And go, hey, I want you to go into it.
You want me to hammer, come up into it?
That's fine, hammer and go up into it. So when you get that, see, I mean, that's blowing clear through the thing. Okay, Scott. So you can tell how it just like carries. And now we're going to grab the other one and we're going to blow all these into the ditch and finish this. You can grab that tripod too. I'm sure I'm shaking. What? Yeah. Well, the tripod's right there by you.
Good thing you got a friend.
Brett wants to know why you have his X on your back.
Why have his what?
X on your back.
X.
Yeah, his X on your back. I don't know. Tripod, and then that way I can set these guys up and not be shaking, and then I'll start you up here.
I figured they'd be more curious about my
Picture. All right, there we go.
make sure I don't have a COVID.
Oh yeah. Oh nice. All right, turn that on. Ready?
Yep.
And then once he gets these into a pile, we'll see. If you already own the 80-10, is it worth upgrading? I'll get into that in a minute. But you can tell it just don't take them. Now this is broke in. This is a broke in. Yeah. But it just don't. See, it don't have that push that the 90-10 has at all. Go ahead and finish blowing them to the street. But that's the main difference you can tell from the get-go is it picks up matted leaves way better from the ground, and it just takes this pile and oomps it. I mean, there's sticks and everything in that he was pushing with the other one. This is his yard, so he can do what he wants with the leaves. And if we want, let's go get some footage over here. Let's go get some footage over here. We'll blow these toward the street for y'all. All right, we're gonna get this little section knocked out of leaves through here, and then see. And then literally, I mean, this should take 4 minutes with both of us, if that, because all this stuff is matted down, and then I will come and give you my personal thoughts. And I mean, I'm curious to see what y'all think. You know, I mean, I'm sure video does this thing no justice, but I'm really going to see what his thoughts are, because he has no clue the difference between either one of them. Yeah, so the tube, the flexible tube is actually like an inch longer now. Um, we want to, I mean, yeah, you can really tell a difference between the 80-10 and the 90-10 in the wet leaves, in the matted, and once you get into an actual, a good sized pile, you can tell the difference between the two. That's where the 90-10 really shines. So once again, I want to get this guy's opinion because all he knows is they're two of the exact same blowers. that's what he thinks. He wanted to get his leaves pushed to the curb. I said, hey, I got these two blowers. We'll come do it and I'll video it. So that's literally all this guy was told was, hey, I'll come help you. Just let me put it on video, and here we are. So he's used both. Let's switch him out here because he's doing this. Let's switch him out to the other one and see what, once again, see what he thinks between the two. See if I can move around here with y'all. Yes, Metro it does. Metro it does fit. The rack or the blower? Woo, sorry. The blower's $5.99. It's the same as the other one, price-wise. Yeah, it's $5.99. I'm impressed by what it does against the 8010 without being broke in. Once it gets broken in, it's only going to get better. I hope anyway. We'll see. Hey Scott, can we take some of your neighbor's leaves that's matted over there that's never been touched and blow them this way? Just like on the right side of his driveway? You need to push all of that way? Well, there you go. Push it, buddy.
By the way, next on Danny's video, he's going to tell you how to get rid of moles in my yard.
Moles in the yard. Mole video. So he wants to take all these leaves now and he wants to put them over here. Man, it's got a pretty good blowing swath. Now let's be honest, any blower is going to look impressive when you're blowing across something smooth or pavement, something with no grass or, something of that nature. Then it really don't make it as, I don't know, it really don't make it as fun, I guess. Not as fun, but it just blows easier because it's on that smooth surface. So where is he going? I guess we should help him get them across the driveway, huh? Just keep blowing them back into the same area. He's trying to blow them leaves into this ditch with these leaves. There's no wind. So we're not blowing into anything. Hey Scott, what? Turn that off. Huh? Turn that off real quick before it gets dark and anybody can barely see us. Okay, so we've got the one. Actually, you can just throw it up here, or yeah, you can put it wherever. I don't care. Set it down. We want to get some thoughts here. Okay, you're on camera. Congratulations. Okay, so the one you were just using, and then you've got the other one. Okay, so Can you tell a difference between the two?
Absolutely.
And how do you feel you can tell the difference?
For one, this one will blow a lot further. This one has a wider span. This one I think clears better. 100% clears better. With the wider swath, it's easier. You don't have to really walk or do anything. Like legitly, you like towards the end, you just see me. I was just blowing the whole thing.
So when you did the matted leaves, which you did half of, okay, so
I would say this side got up better with the matted leaves with this one, and this side on this one that weren't matted were better. Because I pretty much got. They were both matted, but I put most of them up with this one. And by the time you had already cleared that out, this just took care of the easy work. And this one doesn't blow as well.
So you think this one has less force than this one?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you get into a big pile of leaves,
this blows way better through a big pile of leaves. Absolutely 100%.
Okay, and how do you personally feel you tell that? Or like how are you judging your forceness, I guess you could say?
Okay,
like
well,
how would you describe it
for
to
example,
people?
We both went up, we both started at full throttle, and then we came into the pile, and when we came into the pile on this one, you know, it kind of blew them around, blew through it a little bit, but this one just vortex through it like nothing. Like,
so when you did
there's a giant tunnel with this one.
When you did your test of by yourself over here, could you tell the difference between the two?
Oh.
And which one do you think you felt did better?
I'd say this one did better for the test.
Okay.
Don't know the price difference, but I'd say I don't know what the price difference is between the two of them, but you're not getting.
What do you think the difference is between the two of them? Let's ask you that.
What, the price one?
No, I mean, what do you think the difference? I mean, looking at them, do you think there's a difference between the two? Like, what difference do you see?
There wouldn't be. I can't tell the difference between the two. Looking at them. I know I can feel the difference between them. You could definitely feel this one's definitely got a higher horsepower than this one because I almost want to strap it up, like full strap across the chest. Where this one, I don't really need a full chest.
So looking at them, you can't even tell the difference. No. So what makes you think there is a difference? Because all these people know is you know nothing about these whatsoever, other than you wanted to blow your leaves to the street, and I said, hey, let's do it. Here we go. This guy knows nothing about either one of these. Let's put him to the test and see which one he feels is the best one.
This one's got a wider swath, 100%, and has more power. I know that for sure.
Well, we will tell him there is a difference. If you look at the numbers,
well, duh.
but other than that, the difference is this is the new one. Mm-hmm. This one has a little bit more CFM and miles per hour than that one does. This one is completely broke in though. This one, they say once you get about 5 tanks of gas through it, it'll get better. Well, this has only had two. This has only had 2 tanks, almost 3 completely ran through it. So we've got at least another tank or 2 to go through this before supposedly it'll be at what it should be at. So, but that one is completely broken. That is my 8010, and this is the new one that they just released. So I just wanted to see an opinion from someone who knows nothing about them, who knows nothing about anything other than these are leaf blowers. They're, like you said, they look identical. If you watch the first video, he thought it had a turbo mode on the trigger.
Jeez, this is funny.
So he thought it had a turbo mode. So he wanted to come back and pick the 8010 back up because he thought that this rabbit meant that he could turbo mode this. He didn't know that when you pull the trigger in that you could set this as a cruise control. He thought this was like a turbo mode, like on an electric blower. So quit flipping me off. It's funny. So okay. So that's pretty much it, I guess, right? So the tube flexibility is the same. I think you've got a little more flex now. Once again, this is only had 2 tanks of gas ran through it, the 9010. But the tubing is bigger, it's wider, but I believe it is also longer because when I measure from here, from the end of this tubing to the tip, there's about 1 inch difference. That's it. It's literally right at 1 inch. I think it's less than 1 inch, honestly. So whatever they added, because I was told that all of this from here up is exactly the same. So this right here is where they had to add that extra inch to, I'm assuming. I could measure that. I have a tape measure in the truck. So, I mean, we could measure it and see, but I'm pretty sure this is where that extra inch came in from on the new one.
It's definitely got a longer range too. It seems like too when blowing regular waves.
All right. When I get it, I'm going to put how I learned to stop pouring them. Yeah, yeah. So he thought it was a turbo mode. So yeah.
You're talking crap on me on the. Hold on, let's just see the messages here.
Nobody said nothing bad.
Uh-huh.
You just got to tap the screen and swap. Nobody said nothing bad about you. One guy said, "Oh, he's an electric blower user." That's it. That's it.
No, Scott's not electric blower. I'm a tractor blower user.
Yeah, his dad's got a turbine. It's got a Kubota tractor with a turbine blower on it. That's what they use to blow their big acreage property with. And I've got video of that coming as well. But it's a 540 PTO blower, and that thing is massive. And it would make, like, he could have did this property in probably
5 minutes.
2 passes, 3 passes at the most. I mean, it's crazy how much that has. So all right, well, I'll let you get back to blowing so you can get this done before dark, hopefully.
And I guess I'm lighting it up tomorrow because I ain't doing it tonight.
Everybody else is lighting it up.
I know, but
So there you go. Blind test. Got nothing about either one other than they're backpack blowers. So is it on? So I guess we'll just keep letting this roll. I don't know. And let y'all see. You, like I said, that's how I told the difference as well. So I'm glad to see that somebody else can tell the difference. And if it gets better, like they say when it starts breaking in more, which would make sense, then I think you're going to be happy if you decide to go get one of these. Now, if you have a BR 800, if you have a 8010 right now, is this something I would be like, oh my God, I gotta have it? If you've got the 800, you're getting that miles per hour that's going to pull them matted leaves up. I mean, if you wanted to sell it, get a 9010, maybe demo a 9010 from your dealer, go for it. But with the 8010 and the 800, I mean, unless you've just got that money to spend, I personally don't think I would go out and just have to have one as of right now. Is there a difference? Yes. Is it enough to save you enough time? Well, if you've got 2 or 3 people running, BR 800s or 8010s, then I'm not sure. I've not had 2 8010s side by side going at it. So, I don't know. But there is a difference. You can tell the difference. It's just, is it worth it to you to go? Now, if you don't own an 800 or you don't own an 8010, yeah, the 9010, grab it, Daddy. Yeah, they'll never come out with they'll probably not come out with a hip start, Andrew. And the reason being is they would have to raise the price. There's more things that could go wrong. And so I don't see them coming out with anything hip start like an 800 anytime soon. Yeah, the 800's a nice blower. I don't like the feel of the 800. I don't like the feel of the 800 when it comes to comfortability wise. It rubbed my arm completely raw by the way I pick up a blower and put it on. So it wasn't for me by any means. But, with the 9010, that miles per hour that you're getting out of the 800, you're getting with this. And I say that because the way it pushes them, you know, the 800, I believe, is still probably going to push farther than the 9010 because it has that miles per hour. But when it comes to putting it up side by side next to a big pile and dropping them side by side, I don't think the 800 is going to pick it up from that dead stop and push it as quickly as this 9010 is going to do. But yeah, if you've got, I mean, like I said, if you've got the 8010, you've got the 90 or the 8010, you've got the 800, is it worth going out and just having to have it right now? Well, that's up to you. Like I said, if you've got the money to spend, go for it. You know, but demo. You know, I mean, that's my best advice. Everybody's going to have their own opinion of this blower, regardless of who it is. And the only person that I really can't wait to see their opinion of is Johnny Moe. So, you know, Johnny's got all these blowers. He owns them. I don't own them. I've used the living fire out of all of them, doing leaf cleanups and stuff. So I've got my opinion, but I don't own, you know, the 800 to be able to show y'all a side by side. You know, here it is, like Johnny can do. So I'm curious to see what Johnny's thoughts are when he gets, you know, to using, when he gets it actually broke in a little bit, and see what he thinks about it, because, you know, Johnny's a great guy. Johnny will tell you exactly how he feels about it, just like I will. You know, and we both have, you know, different opinions on things, but we our opinions also are, I guess, you know, when it comes to, they're down to earth opinions. Like, you know, when he says the 800 moves farther, well, it does move farther. And it moves farther because the miles per hour is there. So it's got that straight stream to where the Echo don't have that. The Echo's got that CFM. And now that they raised that miles per hour and they raised that CFM, now you're going to start noticing the matted leaves part that you didn't notice with your 8010, that it would pick them up as quick that you do with the 9010. So that's another thing is, you know, now that they've added that extra CFM, that extra miles per hour, puts it right there with the 800. Is it still going to push as far? Well, I'm not sure because I don't have an 800. But personally, I'm not sure. It really depends on the pile of leaves you're pushing into. For one, I honestly feel that side by side, the 800 may go a little farther, but I feel that the 80 or the 9010 is going to be a wider swath, and it's going to take that pile and it's going to push it quicker than the 800 or the 8010, or any of, you know, these other blowers, the Red Max 8550, any of these other things, because of that Newton per se that's coming out of that tube. Now, a lot of people say, well, that Newton don't matter to me. Johnny, I watched your video, by the way. A lot of people say that Newton don't matter to me, but that Newton matters to me because it's the blowing force at the end of the tube. Well, if I'm doing matted leaves, if I've got more force, then I'm going to pick up them matted leaves way quicker and way faster than I am with something that's got less. But you would think anyway. But the 800 does it real nice because it's got that 239 miles per hour. So it's got 239 coming out the end of the tube. So your newtons and your miles per hour do take effect. It's just how you accept it, I guess, per se, of how you're going to take that into the effect of what you're doing, just like anything else. So hopefully this was a pretty decent video for y'all. I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to end this, and I'm going to let it upload. I honestly didn't think the live would work out here because he lives farther outside of town than I do, but I had enough LTE apparently to make this work. And the first video quit because I got a phone call and it never reconnected. So here's the pile of leaves we did. Y'all heard the opinions, which don't look like much until you figure out, you know, the ditch part of it. But y'all heard Scotty's thoughts and opinions of what he thought, and that was coming from That's coming from, you know, somebody who knows nothing about these. So my 8010 moves everything wet, old frozen rocks, but I port the mufflers. Oh yeah, you start doing some stuff like that, it's totally different ball game. So, all right, guys, I didn't mean to make this a 43-minute video, but it is a 43-minute video. So, does anybody have any questions, anything to say? Here, let's set this up here. Let me grab I'll pull a Johnny Crooks, pop a smoke. Pop a smoke.
Thank you guys for letting me clear my yard. Appreciate it.
Well, you cleared your yard.
It's a lot easier with your blower than my mower.
He's got a Cub Cadet riding tractor. It's like a, what year is that?
Shoot, I have no idea.
It's old. It's got,
But it works
you can
good.
hook the 3-point
It works
hitch
good.
and all
It's
that
lasted
stuff.
a long time.
All right. Well, let's see if anybody's got any comments. If not, any questions? If not, then I will end this. You want to check that?
Yeah. Thank you for your honest opinion by Benjamin.
Stand by. Do what?
Thank you for your comments by Benjamin.
Oh.
By your honest opinion is what he said.
Well, that's my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, and like I said, I'm curious to see what other people's opinions are, because I noticed we did a property yesterday that was, I mean, that's, when I was trying to go live yesterday, that was the property I was trying to do it on, because they were wet and just, I mean, matted to the ground. And you could tell a difference, and this thing hadn't even had a tank of gas ran through it yet. And I was dying to get my camera to go live. I kept trying and trying because that was the property to show the difference on. But I couldn't get it to work. And so I was like, you know what? Let's do it again. Scott never touches his yard, so these were all matted to the ground. They were not wet. It was 63 degrees out today. So it was a very nice day today. So everything that was blown was dry. There was some, you could tell when we started blowing, it was matted to the ground, but it was not wet, matted to the ground leaves like I wanted to show you. I really wanted to get in his neighbor's yard. When I called him this afternoon, that's the yard I wanted right there. It was because they do nothing. They don't even mow. So the grass is tall, the leaves are matted down in there, and I think that would have been a great property to do it on, but we didn't get the chance to do that.
How much did the 9010 Echo cost?
It's the same price as the 8010. They're $599 plus tax, so depending on where you're at.
And then Brad says he's looking forward to see it broke in and how powerful it can be.
Yeah,
And
I'm looking forward to it too.
Benjamin also says that he's looking forward to a proper video.
A proper video?
A proper video.
What's a proper video? What do you want to see in a proper video?
Not DJ, right?
That's what do you want to see in a proper video? I'm just trying to get footage out to y'all to show you that there is a difference. You can tell a difference if you own the 8010 and you buy the 9010. Once you run that first tank of gas through it, I would say you're going to be able to tell. Once it starts, getting that broke in just the least little bit, you're going to start noticing that power increase little by little. There's going to be people that take the spark arrestor out and everything like that. So, I mean, it can only get better. But, I mean, once again, the person that I'm more curious to hear their thoughts about is Johnny. That's the person I'm curious to hear his thoughts about, because he tells you the way, I tell you my opinion, he tells you his opinion. But the thing about Johnny is, we're alike in a way, because you can say something and go, but Johnny, it does this, and he can go, oh, well, yeah, you got a valid point there. He's not just all about, oh, my mind's made up. It's the, the 800 is the best on the market. Guys, if you've got the 8550, if you've got the 8010, if you've got the 9010, if you've got the 800C, the 800X, you've got a good blower. You've got a good blower. I mean, you've got one of the top blowers on the market. From there, It's all about how much are you doing and what are you using it for. If you're doing leaves, I mean, these are in my opinion the king of leaves once you get them together. If you're doing wet matted leaves, well, you're probably going to like an 800 better. Comfortability wise is going to come down to, in my opinion, how big of a person are you? Because it rubbed my arm so raw. Because when I pick it up, I put it on the strap right here and pick it up, and guys, it bruised my whole arm. So I'm not a fan of the comfortability of the 800. Is it a good blower? Yeah. But you know, that's just once again my personal opinion.
Brad says, "How heavy is the blower? How heavy is the blower? Can you work with the blower all day without getting too wore out?"
Well, it really depends on. I take the 8010 every day. That's my everyday use blower. I don't have another blower. The 8010 is what I use all year. Period.
And I
That's
can
what I
tell you,
use.
it wasn't bad at all.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so how much gas here? This one's about out. This one's got some in it. Let's pull these out real quick. This is the last thing I want to see because this is the true test. I want you to grab both of these and I want you to pick them up a couple times a piece and put them on your back. And I want you to see if there's a difference to you in weight. That's what I want to see. So let's pull this back here. Hang on. Let's pull this back. Okay, let's set that down. Hang on. Let me get y'all set up here. Okay, that way I can get in here. Okay, just by doing that, could you tell it?
That's heavy.
That's heavy. Okay.
Absolutely. Throwing it on the back. It's not bad. One-handed. This has got a little bit more weight to it, but it's not bad.
So you can tell it is heavier.
Oh yeah.
So it is heavier. So if per Echo, if you have the original 8010 without the upgraded tubing, you're looking at about 2 pounds heavier. If you have the new tubing style, you took it to the dealer and got the new tubing, then you were looking at a little over a pound heavier, less than a pound and a half. But you're looking at a little over a pound heavier with the 9010 over the second gen 8010, I guess you would call it. So there you go. From someone, once again, knows nothing about them, he'll tell you this one is heavier, but not by much. But you can tell the difference. So is it something you're willing to pick up all day? Well, that's up to you. I pick the 8010 up all day, every day. It's my go-to. I don't use a 600. I don't use a 700. I don't use a handheld. I'm there to get my stuff done, blown off, and move on. And honestly, with as much as an 800 or an 8010 or a 9010 blows, it just makes it so much easier than having to continue walking places when I don't have to. Well, because I'm a fat guy too.
Mr. Wild says 80-10 all day, all year. I'd even use it for snow if my snowcaster snow pusher wasn't faster and cleaner.
Yeah, it really just depends on what you're looking at. Now, if you're looking at the steel, the C model is a pound. It's in between the 8010 and the 9010. So you're looking at that 25 pound mark. I think it is, yeah, 25 pound mark. The 800X is 23 pounds, so it's like a pound lighter than the 8010. So, once again, it really just depends on what you're doing. Are you going to notice that extra pound or two depending on what you're moving from? He noticed, but once again, even though there's that extra pound difference, there's still gas in the tank. This still has about, a little less than a half tank, and the 8010's pretty much about gone. So, does that make that much ounces wise? Yeah, but you can tell it's heavier, and it seems like it's the tube part that makes it heavier. When you pick up the 8010, it seems like it wants to fall back in your hands. So if your tube is coming down this way and you've got the 8010 right here and you pick it up, it seems like the back of it wants to tilt, to where if you pick up the 9010 just off the ground, it seems to want to stay straight. Now, I don't know if that's, the tube touching the ground, but the tube's touching the ground on the 8010 when you do it too. But it seems more balanced, and I think that is from the extra weight of the 9010's, tubing right there. It kind of just balanced it out better, per se. What else we got, Scott? The fog's moving in.
Yes, it is. Um, we got. I have a question. I watched your video the other night, and you said that the 79cc is mixed engine power. Hold on a second, it's going away. They are back blower. They for back blower.
Say that again.
I have a question. I watched your video the other night. You said that the 79cc is maxed engine power. They for
Right.
back blower.
Yes, you are probably not going to see any company come out with anything over 80 cc's. And the reason being is once you get into that 80 cc mark, you start getting into the evap emission stuff that they got to start putting different things on. Then you've got to have a canister filter, and you got to have all kinds of extra stuff once you hit that 80 cc and over engine size. So with the 79 cc's, once again, Steel's maxed out at 79 cc's right now with their 800. So any improvements they have is going to be pretty much carb adjustments, tube adjustments, the blower housing, the blower fan, the engine, and things of that. But yes, once you get into that 80 cc over, then you start getting into a different emissions, and I don't think you're going to see a backpack blower anywhere in the future get 80 cc's or above. And the reason being is because if they did, you would be looking at an $800 plus probably price tag on it.
Benjamin says they are discontinuing the 8010.
Yes, once the 9010, the 9010 is taking over the 8010. So once the 8010 is sold out, then they are not making any more. So, but all of your parts, I hear people talk about parts. All of the parts are exactly the same. The only difference is the housings. So even if you went and you keep your 8010, let's say you wanted to buy an 8010 because you didn't want the extra weight of the 9010. Some people are like that. If you did that and you're worried about parts, these engines are exactly the same. There's nothing different about the engines. There's nothing different about the carburetor. Everything's the same on it except for the housing and the flex tube, and the fan housing on the inside is got beefed up. So you're not going to have to worry about parts.
Angel says I have both the 8010 and the BR 800C, and I find that the landscaping beds 800C is much better wide open blowing than the 8010 gives you a wider pattern.
Yeah. So so once again, we're coming into the miles per hour thing, and the thing I like about the C is the adjustable tube. So if you wanted that, wider swath, you could contract that tube. You're not going to get as far of a blowing as you would with it out. But once again, we're going into the miles per hour CFM thing. It blows a wider path, but the 800 has that dedicated 239 miles per hour coming out the tube that's just like blowing through a straw in that section. So yeah, when it comes to blowing landscape beds, things of that out, I can totally agree with you. It seems like the 800 does better than the 8010, and that's an honest opinion. It really does feel that way, and I mean I can agree with that. Now with the 9010, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough because this 9010 seems to have that out the end of the tube as well. So I'd be curious to see your opinion of, maybe somebody around you will buy one of these. Maybe your dealer will have a demo of one that you can demo one day, because I would be curious to see how you felt about the 9010 compared to the 800 blowing landscape beds out and stuff of that. Because this thing, the thing about it is you can't adjust the tube. And with that being said, it makes it in a way, harder to blow out landscape beds, depending on the landscape you have, because you have to hold the tube up in the air to get that barely airflow across the top of it, so you're not blowing out all of your rock or all of your mulch. To where with, once again, the 800, you can adjust that tube up, and now you don't have all of that force in one section. It's actually blowing a little bit wider.
Brad said thank you for answering my question.
Anything else?
Benjamin says rest in peace to Red Max.
We'll see. Red Max has not released anything in 2 years? Or did they release the 80? Was it 80? Was it last year they released the 8550? Which, once again, they just upgraded stuff from the 8500. So, most of these companies are at that 79cc max mark, that once they hit that 80cc or above, then you're starting to get into way more money. And I don't think you're going to get into way more weight as well, because then you got to start adding all that evap stuff to it. So the emissions just goes through the roof. Then you're into a $800+ blower, if not more. That's going to be heavier, and so a lot of these manufacturers are trying to redo their current blower because they're at the max CC. So they're trying to fine tweak, and things of that to get the max they can out of what they have now. And that's what you're probably going to see, for the next couple of years out of any of these companies if they release anything.
Brad says, so with both backpacks at 79cc, only reason there's difference with power of each is the tube?
Yes. So let me show you this real quick. The only thing that changed between the two. Can you see?
Nope.
Let me know when you can see both of these.
Yep.
Okay. So the only thing that changed between the two was, this is the 9010. This housing right here got bigger. The fan inside got a total overhaul and got bigger, to where it creates more force. So this is bigger now than this part. This elbow is bigger, and this tubing right here, this flex tube, is bigger as well. That's the only thing that changed on the 9010. That's the only thing they changed, was all of this got bigger. And so in order to compensate for that, they ended up getting rid of the carbon fiber and going with a glass, what do they call it? A glass filled nylon is what this is made out of, because it'll create and hold up to that force, I guess, that they're trying to put out of this one compared to this one. So that's where your extra weight came in from as well on the new model. So if you decide you want to buy the 8010, a lot of people's talking about, if I buy an 8010, then I'm not going to be able to get parts in the long run and things of that nature. Guys, engines, carburetors, everything, every bit of this is exactly the same. The only thing that changed was the housing and the inside. So the fan on the inside of it there, that creates all of that blowing force per se. And we still got 31 people in here. They will sell the 8010 much cheaper. No, I don't think they're going to. From what I hear, from what I keep hearing, they're not going to drop the price of the 8010. So if somebody drops the price of the 8010, it's going to be dealer specific, because they're the ones that got the money into purchasing the 8010s and the 9010s. So it's going to be totally a dealer thing if they decide to drop the price. So that's going to be up to your dealer. I don't see Echo. Once Echo sells them, it's kind of like when Skag sells them. Skag sells them to the dealer. John Deere sells them to the dealer. It's the dealer. The dealer owns it from there. So you're buying all this up front. What I think happens anyway, I'm pretty sure happens, is, if I wanted to start a dealership, I'm going to have to buy all this equipment up front. If I decide to sell it for cheaper, that's on me. That's, Echo has nothing to do with that.
Brad's got another good question.
All right.
Yes, another question. What do you think about 4-strokes back blowers like Makita? Are they good?
I've never tried the Makita backpack blower. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've never tried a Makita backpack blower. I've seen them. I don't know any of the specs of it. I know nothing about it other than I've seen it. When you start getting into the 4 strokes, you know, I mean, it's once again, you start having to adjust valves and things of that nature, but they're going to take less gas than a 2 strokes going to as well. And so I don't know. I honestly can't answer that because I don't know how Makita's blower works. I've never tried Makita's backpack blower. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know the specs of it. Everything that I base my knowledge around is research from other companies, from online, from the dealerships, and you know, actually using it. But another thing that is I base it off of is I try to compare apples to apples. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not going to compare my 8010 to BR 600. That's just totally like it's not even fair. So I try to keep my opinions as unbiased as I can, but at the same time as close to an apples to apples comparison as I can as well.
Johnny just asked, can you feel a weight difference between the two of them?
Yes, yes, you can feel the weight difference. You literally have to be picking one up side by side to per se notice it. But yes, if you've got the 8010 and you've got the 9010 side by side, even dry weight, you know, nothing in them, you can tell that the 8 or at the that the 9010 is heavier, but it feels like it comes from that tube. Once you get that backpack blower off the ground and that tube starts coming up, that's when you feel like you start feeling it, I guess. But yes, you can notice the difference, even though it's a pound per se. But yes, to answer your question, yes. Johnny who?
Johnny S. Or Johnny 5.
Johnny 5. Anything else? Anything else, people? And I'll try to get y'all some more footage. It's supposed to be nice. And, you know, I mean, I've got footage of some leaf cleanups we did yesterday. But I don't think you're going to be able to tell. We had so many blowers going. It's just, you're not going to be able to tell anything doing something like that. And so, I mean, you know, but even doing what we did here, you can tell that it pulls the matted leaves off the ground better, and it has that blowing force when you hit that pile way better than the 8010 does, in my personal opinion. And you know, even in Scott's, and he thought rabbit mode was turbo, so so that should tell you something.
Can we stop bringing that up?
I think it's
Okay, you got multiple questions here.
all right. Well, I'm just gonna sit there.
Right. Angel says, have they done anything about the cold start being cold-blooded? Not that it was real bad.
Okay, so here's the thing about echo blowers that I found out recently is they make them rich from the factory, and that way when they get broke in, they supposedly start running the way they should. So if you're having trouble with cold starts, which I can tell you that Jeff, his 8010 has trouble with cold starts. Then now we're talking cold, and when I say cold, I'm talking 40 degrees or below. But his buddy that bought one that y'all see in the video, if you watch the last cleanup, he's player 3 in there. He's got an 8010, and it's brand new. And well, I say it's brand new. It's a couple months old. You know, I mean, it's broke in, but his does not do it. So, you know, it really, I think it just depends on the adjustments of what blower you have. I haven't had mine out in the actual cold to tell you, but I can tell you that yes, that is a thing. And it's I don't know if it's under warranty or not, to be honest with you. If that's something they cover, is the adjustment of that, because once it gets broke in and it starts getting cold, I know you have to warm it up. What I told Jeff to do first was push your throttle down just a little bit on your cruise control area and start it up and see if that helps any. If that helps, then it's just going to be an adjustment.
that needs to be made. But I mean, you could either take it in, get it adjusted, or you could do the cruise control option and just push it down just a little bit to where when you start it, it's giving it a little bit of gas.
Okay. Let's see what else we got here. When I was wondering about the premix gas, everyone I've asked has told me to use Red Armor. Is Red Armor really the best premix?
Um, Once again, that's a opinion needed question. Red Armor, they did testing with you can go and they gave quite a few people in the UAG cameras to go inside these old trimmers that they were still using, like Brian's Lawn Maintenance had an old Red Max, and they go inside and they look at all the carbon buildup that's in these engines, and then they have them run their Red Armor oil through them for so many hours, and then go back in with the inspection camera and show the piston and things of that. It does clean the carbon and stuff off. So I would think it burns a lot cleaner, and is going to keep your internals a lot smoother per se, I guess, to where you're gonna keep your piston not built up with carbon, and it's probably gonna help with the carbon buildup on the outside of your exhaust screen as well. But I mean, once again, some people swear by Opti 2. Some people swear by the what is that stuff? Uh, AMS oil. So I mean, there's so many opinions on that. But I run Red Armor in everything. I actually just bought another 48 pack 2-gallon mix case of it the other day. Everything I run, whether it's Red Max, Steel, everything, I run the Red Armor in, and I personally have not had any issues with any of it. And I've ran the Steel majority of the season. I've run the Red Max all season, and that's all I've used in it is the Red Armor oil.
Okay, Brad. With a four-stroke engine, there's less noise. They're less noisy than a two-stroke motor. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Shane agreed.
Yes, a four-stroke is going to be quieter.
Shout out to Grass Top Notch Lawn Care.
Shout out.
Says hi, Danny.
Hi.
It's
turned into a big video.
Right. With Steel making two-stroke 4-mix engine.
Yeah, like their 111s.
I don't like adjusting valves so many hours. To me, it was a waste of money. With Echo, you don't need to. You just pick up and go.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that would argue with you on that, because there's a lot of people that own Steel that say they've blown up. There's a lot of people that own Steel that say that they've never adjusted a valve on theirs and they've had it for years. There's people out there that'll tell you that they have to adjust them every year. It really just depends on the person, I think. How often you're using it, what you're using it for, things of that nature, your maintenance. So I mean, it's just one of those things that I mean, you're going to have maintenance regardless of what you do. It's just how much more money or time are you willing to spend doing that maintenance if it happened to come up. So that's something you should know when buying that product anyway, is you're taking that chance. It could be something you do once a year. It could be something you do every couple of years, if every 4 years, whatever.
Grass Top Notch Lawn Care. My dealer told me not to use Red Armor oil.
Sounds like you need a new dealer. I'll tell you this. I've been running Red Armor since it first came out. And as y'all know, none of my equipment's been in the shop. I will take you to my dealership and have them pull up whatever you want. Not one piece of my equipment has ever been in the shop. Now, once again, I maintain the living crap out of my equipment. It's always, clean. The air filter's always done. The spark plug, I change the fuel filters. So I keep up on the maintenance of it. But none of my stuff's ever been in the shop forever.
All right, DMD Lawn SVC. Hi there. How comfortable are the straps on the 9010? I feel like they're very comfortable.
They're the same straps as the 8010. So if you thought the 8010 straps were uncomfortable, you're going to think the 9010 is uncomfortable. Personally, I'm a bigger guy. Scott's a bigger guy. I like them. I think they're way more comfortable than the steel 800 any day, every day. There's just no. Now, if you're a smaller guy, I could see where the 800 might be more comfortable to you. But a lot of people's thing of comfortability also had to do with the way the straps on the 8010 set on your shoulders. Well, they have upgraded the straps to that one part on the 9010 to where there's a back strap now right back here in the back. So if you're a smaller person, then you can tighten that and it will keep them straps on your shoulders better to where they will not slide or slip off. But strap padding wise, they're exactly the same straps.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around for so long for another one. And, you know, maybe there's something I missed in this. I don't know. I just wanted to do this and see what y'all's actual thoughts and opinions were of actually watching it on video. Because, you know, I personally was like, it's probably not something that it's going to be hard to show on video. It's just going to be hard to show with the 9010 not being broke in. But I mean, you can blatantly tell the force power that the 9010 puts out over the 8010 once you hammer it into a pile. So you know, I mean, it's just one of those things. You can tell with the matted leaves right off the bat. And if it only gets better when it starts getting broke in, then I mean, hey, I can't complain one bit.
Okay, Brett says, this is not a green screen, Danny. What the heck?
Well, that's what you think. We just got real good at video editing lately, and so we started green screening everything. I even had it to where you know, cars pass by in the background.
Let's see. Need 9010 below some snow if it can be done. Grass top-notch care. Have a great night. How's your lawn care season? And Benjamin says, good night, Conrad, Danny. Brad says, thanks for answering.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. Blowing snow-wise, I think it's going to be, you know, pretty much the same as a lot of these blowers. You're going to blow a dusting, you know, maybe an inch, something like that with these, depending on how wet it is, how icy it is, things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these blowers are going to take care of the snow. It's just how much snow are you talking?
No one can see. It's getting done.
Well, the iPhone did pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
Because it is dark out here.
Welcome to
If you
Missouri.
can see any at all, you're doing good because
It's hard to get anything done after, 5 o'clock.
So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully, you know, comment down below. I didn't mean to make this video 2 hours long. I'm sure it probably is.
76 minutes.
So, 76 minutes. Okay, well, a little over an hour. Ain't bad. So, anyway, y'all have a good one. We're going to upload this, and, you know, maybe there's something I missed. I don't know. I like people seeing it and getting their opinion on it. You know, some people, everybody's got their opinion. So, let's see what their opinion is. And what are you doing?
I made it Christmassy, okay?
Crappy lights in the back.
Yeah, it is crappy. Scott needs to work on it.
That's he went the cheap way out, guys.
Heck yeah, I did.
Like, let me just put something in the grill.
Single, male, yeah. You should see the inside of my house.
Yeah, single male with these lights.
Just take a tour through the inside.
He's got Christmas trees and trains that go back and forth and all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I am out. Hit that X.